Hey guys, Nick Cool here. I'm here to describe a warm-up for a swimmer. The first thing I like to do with all my clients would be some sort of cardio exercise to get the blood flowing. Right here I have an Airdyne swim bike that I would ask my client to jump on for about 5 to 10 minutes. Start getting that heart rate up, maybe break a sweat, maybe get a little hot. That would be my first step into any warm-up.
All right, guys, after you're done with a 5 to 10 minute warm up, what I would like to do is get the legs loosened up a little bit. Granted, I know swimming is a lot to do with the shoulders, but still full body and the legs come into play quite a bit. So I think what a good thing to do would be some walking lunges with a rotation to work on that core stabilization and the balance aspect of it. So it would look something like this. You lunge with the rotation to it, come back up, go to the next leg, lunge rotation to it. Should start to feel the hips open up, the legs start to get a little bit warm. That would be the second part that I think would be beneficial.
All right, guys, the third exercise I would recommend for my swimmer to warm up properly would to get the thoracic extension and flexion in the back going, because they're going to be having their arms overhead or fully flexed, and without that thoracic extension, they're going to be jeopardizing that position. So what you can do is, I think it's called cat-cow. It's like a yoga move. Start on all fours. First thing you do is push your belly button to the sky, which like extends your shoulder blades apart. Then you can go the complete opposite direction, push your belly button to the floor, and bring your shoulder blades more together while looking up. Go through, back and forth. I would probably do maybe one set to 10 to 12 of them until you get loose.
All right, now that you have the thoracic part of your back warmed up, your legs warmed up, you got a little sweat going, let's go ahead and let's get into the shoulders, really loosen those up, because swimming is a lot of overhead positioning. So the first thing I would like my client to do is start feet shoulder width apart, laterally raise their arms, and start doing arm circles to the front. They can start off small, get bigger. I would do this for about 20 seconds, 20-30 seconds, get that burning sensation going. Then what you can do is stop, have their client shake out their arms, loosen up a little bit, and then switch it up and go the opposite direction. Like I said, you can start small, get bigger. And again, 20-30 seconds would probably be more than enough. All right, moving on to the next exercise that I really like is it's with the resistance band. You can do this without it, but I feel like this really warms you up and gets the muscles activated, ready to go. What you can do is wrap your arm around the end of it, get your elbow at a 90-degree angle. You're gonna rotate externally. So that would be one thing. I would do 1 to 2 sets of these at about 10 to 12, right around there. Or to get the internal one, you could flip around, but since that would jeopardize the picture, I'm going to switch arms, and the internal one would look more like this. So you start further out with your elbow and you bring it in. You'll definitely notice a difference on where it affects the muscle and which ones are working. All right, then the last exercise I would have my client do, I have a 2.5 pound plate here. You could go without it. Like I said, beginners, you probably don't need any weight. But for more advanced, and since I'm working with a swimmer, I'm assuming they've been in the sport for a little bit. You grab a 2 pound plate. You really don't need anything heavy. You bring your elbow laterally out so it forms like a 90-degree angle this way. You can see if I bend it down. And what you're going to do is go up, and you're going to try going down as far as possible, work on that internal rotation without the shoulder coming forward. So you want to make sure the shoulder stays back. And as you do a couple more sets of these, you're going to notice that your arm can get a little bit lower, and that's what you're looking for.
All right, guys, that would conclude my warm-up for a swimmer. Like I said, if you're working with an athlete, you really want to preach to them to know and understand their body, to know when they maybe need to do an extra set to warm up, or maybe when they know they're warm and they're ready to go, and not to push it too hard. So with that being said, these are just guidelines. It's a good warm-up routine, but it's not an end-all, cure-all.